Hello, today I'm going to show you how to use a sewing machine. Sewing machines can be intimidating, but for the most part they're fairly simple and they're fun to use. First, I want to show you some important concepts. This is a spool of thread. This is what will be the top thread of your stitch. This is a bobbin. It holds the thread that will be on the bottom of your stitch. This is the needle. It is responsible for making the holes so your thread will be stitched through and getting the thread through. And this is the sewing machine. It brings all of these different parts together to sew your fabric. Before we thread the machine, we need to wind the bobbin. Place the spool on the spool pin and follow the dashed line on the top of the machine with thread. When all the steps are followed, put the thread through the hole in the top of the bobbin, put the bobbin on the winder pin and snap it over to the right. Now it's time to wind. Pull the thread through the top hole so it does not get pulled back and press the pedal to wind it up. When wound enough, snap it back to the left and trim the thread. Now it's time to thread the machine. With the spool still on the pin, follow the solid lines on the machine. Follow the arrow down, up, and back down. Now put the thread behind the bar above the needle and it's time to thread the needle. To thread the needle, take the end of the thread and put it through the needle hole. And make sure the end goes under the presser foot. Before we sew, we're also going to have to put the bobbin underneath. Make sure it's going counterclockwise and pull the thread under the metal. Follow the picture on the machine for reference. Before we sew, I like to get the bobbin thread above the plate. To do that, hold the upper thread and turn the wheel towards you to do a stitch and pull the thread up. Now you're ready to sew. I recommend pinning or clipping your fabric so you sew the fabric where you want to. When pinning, pin perpendicular to your stitch so you don't break a needle if a pin is hit. Perpendicular pinning also makes the removal process easier. Take your fabric and place it under the foot. Press the foot down and make sure the stitch you want is selected. If all looks good, press the pedal and watch your stitch begin. You can also adjust the speed to your preference. To begin, do 3 forward, then go backwards over the same 3 to lock it in. Press the reverse button to do this. After your line is done, do the same reverse to lock the stitch. Now you have a successful stitch.
Well guys, that about wraps up our sewing tutorial. Hope that helped you get a little more comfortable with our sewing machines. Happy sewing. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tutorials.